Hi everybody, Shannon and Karen here with Wandering Out Yonder. Today we are in Boiling Springs, Pennsylvania. We are on a continuation of our quest to do the Appalachian Trail through the state of Pennsylvania. We started on this a few years back. Anyhow, today we are going to be going from here up to Center Point Knob. We will be sharing with you some real cool information on Center Point Knob when we get up there, but we're going to be doing that in a separate video. But we will be taking you up there today. Anyhow, thanks for joining us, guys, and we hope you'll go wandering out yonder with us. So we are getting ready to head across the creek here. This is the Yellow Breeches Creek. It's a pretty little creek. Be following white blazes today. You can see up ahead. We need to make a right here, or a left, either way, I guess. Head down the AT. So it's a little bit of an unusual section to me, and to both of us probably, because it entails a lot of town and road walking through some of these areas, as well as walking through farms, which we have not done yet. I don't believe we haven't hit those kinds of areas on the AT. But in front of you is the Yellow Breeches Creek. Very pretty. Okay, so you can see here's a AT post, and here's a sign here that says Appalachian Trail Campground. You can see the sign. Respect other trail visitors and adjacent property owners. And there's our post. This trail, part of the Appalachian Trail, is, like I said before, is kind of different for Shannon and I, because we've never hiked through people's properties before that I know of. So it's kind of different. It's farmland. It's we actually have to walk through town just a little bit, which was different for us. We haven't done that yet that I can remember. Have we? Okay. So it's kind of a different area of the AT for us. Anyhow, I'm going to flip you around here. Now, as you can see, like I said, these are the Appalachian Trail lands, and they are being farmed to maintain the historic pastoral setting along the trail. It tells you some information about it, but these are people's farms. These are active farms, and these people allow you to walk through their farmland. It's part of the AT, and they just ask that you be respectful. So we will certainly do that. Anyway, we are on the farmland, and it stinks.
Yeah, smell-o-vision would not be great right now.
No. There's many times we've talked about we wish we had smell-o-vision so we could share the sense of pine trees and so forth.
Streams.
Today you wouldn't want to smell this.
No, because we're in a cow field.
Yeah, and it stinks. It smells like cow poop. Yeah. So, but this is part of the AT, so it is part of the experience. I would share that with you. So we are here in mid-December, and typically when most people are coming through Pennsylvania that are doing the through hikes, these fields are all grown up with the crops, so you would be walking in between crops basically here. And if you watch other people's AT hikes, you'll see, but because it's winter, there are no crops right now, and it's just these huge open fields, as you can see. And there you see there's another post. So we'll be going this way, because you can see there's another post up there. And basically what it is the Appalachian Trail is kind of outlined by these pastures that you have to go around, and these fields. It's kind of probably not the most fun part of the hike, but I imagine maybe welcome after having done some of the steeper inclines through here. Maybe if this is a nice welcome relief and an easy part of the hike. Just not quite as exciting as some of the other areas. Just kind of skirting the edges of these fields. That's what the trail is doing. You can see the posts up ahead. We have one telling us to go straight, and then one way out. It's going to tell us to go left up here. But you can see just open farmland with farms all around you through here. Just walk through that, all those farm fields. We'll be going left here. This is Lydig Road. We'll be going left on. Follow the white blazes. You turn left here. Cross over the street. You can see there's a white blaze on the telephone pole up there. And we'll be taking it right there through another pasture and field. Sorry, it's not pasture, but farm fields over here on the right. So if you look way out there, I believe we are looking at Center Point Knob ahead of us here. We will be climbing that ridge, which we've climbed that from the other direction before. And it's a bit of a tough climb. Okay, so we have finally entered the woods. I don't know, how far was that, Shannon? A mile and a half?
Probably.
Yeah, a mile and a half of skirting. Well, not cow fields, farm fields, like product or produce, cornfields. I don't know, different types of farm fields. But you're kind of skirting around the, I guess, the boundary lines of those. I'm not sure. Anyway, we are now in the woods, which is where we like to be. We are on like a steady incline because Center Point Knob is on the top of a ridge up here. And like I said, we've been there before from the other direction. It's a pretty good strenuous hike up and down through there, coming the other direction.
What's your thing you said? 36 degrees. It's cold across the field. It's not even that cold. It's not Canadian. One layer down.
So that's about a mile and a half of uphill. You can tell I'm out of breath, but we've made it. This, folks, is Center Point Knob. Yeah, I'll bring you around to the front to show you the front of the marker. Center Point Knob. Now that's the AT going down. And we've done that section already. And that goes down the mountain through a valley area, back over a mountain over there, and then back down a mountain. So that's a pretty tough little climb right there. And over to the left, this is to White Rocks and Boiling Springs. There's a trail that'll take you out there. You can do some boulder hopping and rock climbing. And here comes Shannon. Whew. Center Point Knob. Okay, again, we've made it up to Center Point Knob. I would guess it's 3 to 3.5 miles up here from where we started.
I think it's a little over 6 round trip.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, we went through a mile and a half of skirting farm fields. Thank you to all the farmers who allow you to do that, by the way.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Otherwise, I don't know how that they would connect these trails, but I guess you'd have to do some road walking. Anyway, again, it's only about 3 to 3.5 miles. You go about 1.5 miles through the farm fields from that spot, and then you really do go straight up. It's a steady incline, so we were able to do it, consistently. We didn't have to stop and take breaks or anything like that.
I think it's a little over 400-foot elevation gain.
I don't think it's more than that. But anyway, just wanted to let you know that that's how this hike worked out. And then what we will have to do is turn around and go back to our vehicle. That's how we've been connecting. And then I showed you just a minute ago how we came up down through here. The AT connects right through here.
And that was rough.
And that was a rough part of the hike.
That was rough.
Yeah, that was a lot of steep uphill climbing coming from the south to the
No, that we were hiking north.
Yeah. So
from that way. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And that's
We've
actually
connected some dots,
yeah.
so we're happy. We've made it from that direction here, and now from the south up here. So, or whatever. I'm not even sure where we're at right now. But one of the things we wanted to share with you guys in this video too is please make sure that you always have maps and books of where you're going. And the reason being that one time the hike from, where was it?
The shelter down there. We had gone down to the shelter.
No, I'm talking about the hike up here.
Right.
The hike that we did, I think we did it last spring.
Whiskey Springs Road up to Center Point Knob.
Yeah, that's the last AT section hike that we did for this particular reason. Hooking up the Pennsylvania AT. Anyhow, I think it was in the spring we did that. Anyhow, we got separated.
At the shelter.
Right.
We had gone down to the shelter to explore.
She was off doing her thing. I got off doing my thing. And before you know it, we didn't know it. We got separated. So.
Wound up getting about 1 mile apart.
Right. About a half an hour.
For about a half hour we were separated, and at that point realized that we hadn't really discussed what we would do if that ever happened.
Right.
So
I didn't have any maps or anything on me. She had nothing on her.
And we had no cell service, so you couldn't use any of our map apps.
Right.
We knew where we were. We were just separated, and we didn't have any way of communicating with each other.
And we didn't think that was a very smart move.
Yeah. So
because people do get lost out here, and it sounds like, oh well, all you got to do is find the AT, the trail, and just head one way or the other. You'll be fine. Except that it happens a lot more than you realize. People do get backwards out here in the woods and lose their way, and people have died doing that. So.
And it was late. It was kind of late in the afternoon, and
it was real late. The sun was going down.
And we weren't that far from the car. We were only maybe 2.5 miles from the car. However, we had gotten separated, and that was not
right.
That was not good.
So I guess it was kind of a pivotal point for us in our hiking, is to say to each other, here's what's going to happen if that ever happens to us again.
Right.
Instead of me, I ran back. I traced my steps back. I was pretty much running down the trail, yelling for her, trying to find her.
And I kept going back to where we last saw each other.
Right, because we came up north on the trail.
We took a spur trail.
And then we took a spur trail to the right that took you to a shelter.
Right.
We were around there is where we got lost, because I started heading back to the AT. I thought she was behind me. She wasn't. She had gone off to the left somewhere else taking pictures. And I was probably a good half mile or more mile ahead of her. And I'm talking to her the whole time. And then finally it was like, why isn't she talking to me? And turn around, she's nowhere. So
long story short, we wound up finally back at that intersection, meeting back up. But I guess we decided, if that ever happens again, to just go back to the last place that we saw each other.
Right.
And because I just kept going back and forth on the spur trail looking at the shelter and back to the intersection, and it was a disaster.
It was. And I had made it back to that intersection where the spur trail came off and went left. I had made it there from the AT, but she wasn't there. So she was going back and forth, wasn't there when I got there. So I'm freaking out, thinking, oh my God, she's falling over the cliff here. Something's happened, so.
And I had the snacks, so that was a disaster.
Yeah, I was hungry. Anyway, our point being, you know, think ahead.
Have a plan.
Yeah, make a plan, especially if you're hiking with someone or even by yourself. Leave a message with somebody, let somebody know where you're going to be.
I always let my sister know.
Right.
Yeah,
Just in case, bring maps with you. Be safe about it.
Yeah.
Be smart about it, because as good of a hiker as you might be and as knowledgeable as you might think you are in directions and having a sense of direction, when you get out in the woods, sometimes you can get pretty backwards. So
they're called accidents for a reason. You don't intend for it to happen.
Right. So we just wanted to bring that up to say,
have a plan.
Yeah, and hike safely. All right. No more preaching. Okay, so there is a log here, and there are some
Subaru log.
Yeah. There are some stickers, maybe some signatures. I don't know if anybody can recognize any of these.
This is a fairly new one.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
right.
Yeah, not even. It's not even.
Oh, this is October.
Yeah,
wow.
This isn't even two months old.
No.
Yet. So I'm assuming that they must be the ones who.
CVATC.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the group that I was referring to.
It was.
Yeah,
it is.
California.
Southbound. Banditos. Huh. So I'm guessing maybe these are some people that were heading through. I don't know.
Lots of people have been through here.
Cool. All right, the CVATC stands for the Cumberland Valley Appalachian Trail Club. Huh, what about that? Anyhow, thank you to the Cumberland Valley Appalachian Trail Club. They maintain the next 17 miles of the Appalachian Trail. So thank you, everybody. All right, so we've made it out of the woods. We are back down in the farm fields. We've got to trek across about 1.5 miles of this till we get back to the van.
What about that? Not every day you get to see that on the Appalachian Trail.
So we just finished the hike. We are down back at the parking lot where we started from, in front of the furnace here. Anyhow, we wanted to say thanks for wandering out yonder with us, guys. Again, this was one of our section hikes in Pennsylvania on the Appalachian Trail. Shannon and I had stopped doing the section hikes last spring because the weather was getting ready to turn hot. And we knew that this section was going to be
Exposed.
very exposed, and it is. You're just walking straight through farm fields. There's no shade. There's no protection from the elements. So if it's hot, which usually when AT thru hikers come through here, it's late June and July.
Yeah, I can
and it is
imagine.
just super hot. So, you know, and again, if it's pouring down rain, you're just out there in the elements. So we waited until the weather changed and decided to finish up this section of our AT section hiking from Boiling Springs up to Center Point Knob. So next we will be going from here, this point, going north, and again through a lot of farm fields. I think it'd be kind of boring, but you know, it's just part of it. It's part of the AT, so we're gonna do it. Anyhow, thanks for wandering out yonder with us, guys. We appreciate it, and we'll see you later. Bye.